Thanks again for joining us, Dr. Jenna. It's good to have you, and we really appreciate all the medical guidance you've given us over these last couple months. We have now started to require employees to start wearing masks here at CoorsTek. So let's talk a little bit about the different types of masks and the different levels and what they do. So can you walk us through the different types of masks that are out there right now?
I'm happy to. So I have 3 different masks here. The first one is my own personal cloth mask. I got this from a friendly neighbor in Stapleton. And this essentially is a 2-layered mask that is just made in the home. A lot of times they're sewn, but they can be made in other ways too. A lot of these are now coming with filters inside of the mask. So for example, we're finding that coffee filters can be helpful. And so there might be a layer in between the top and bottom where you can insert a coffee filter or paper towel. So this is a run-of-the-mill cloth mask, and this is what we're advocating for otherwise healthy employees or for when you're going out in public. The second mask here is a surgical mask. These have been worn for a while in the surgical environment. It's called a surgical mask because surgeons wear these in the operating room to essentially prevent themselves from contaminating a surgical field. And so they wear it to prevent their own respiratory droplets from contaminating the room. We wear this frequently in medicine when we're seeing patients with things like the flu. It offers pretty good protection against certain common cold type respiratory viruses in the winter. And then the third mask that I have here is called a KN95. This is different from a medical grade N95 mask. It affords you more protection than a general surgical mask in terms of personal protective equipment, but a little bit less protection than a full N95 mask. These will be given to employees who have higher risk conditions if they are concerned about those, because we do believe it adds an extra little bit of personal protection. But just keeping in mind that the main reason that the public at large is being asked to wear masks is as source control to prevent you from spreading droplets to others.
Okay, so Jenna, wearing masks is extremely important because it helps us keep other people safe as well, right? Because when we think about source control. But the way we're approaching it here at CoorsTek is a balance. So let's talk a little bit about when one should wear a mask, or when we're asking some people to wear masks here at work, and when it's okay for them not to wear their masks. Can we talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. And what that's going to come down to is, where do we think that your risk is highest of spreading droplets to other people? Because as a reminder, that's why we're wearing the masks, is to protect our fellow employees when we're at work. So what we've come up with is that we want you to be wearing a mask if you can't guarantee appropriate social or physical distancing. What that translates to is that you should wear a mask when you come into work, because you don't know who you're going to walk by in the hallway or who you'll be in the elevator with. And also if you're in a meeting, if you can't maintain appropriate physical distancing. Now, if you're in an office on your own, or a cubicle, or a manufacturing space where you do have a large amount of distance between individual employees, we're saying it's fine at that point to take the mask off. One thing that I do want to stress that is perhaps the most important here is that since we're wearing a mask to protect others, we do still need to pay very close attention to good hand hygiene, distancing measures, and sanitation measures. And that is what will help us protect ourselves at work.